So in this video, let's talk about public cloud maximizing value. So we think it's assumed that cloud computing automatically brings value within the enterprise. Nothing could be further from the truth. You have to be smart in understanding how to deal with managing value within the cloud solutions that you're implementing. Public cloud is no different. We have to understand how to deal with SLAs. We have to understand how to deal with value metrics. We have to understand how to deal with performance, capacity management, and cost governance. Let's take each of these one at a time. So, confirm the provider SLA. Every public cloud provider provides you with a service level agreement. In other words, what they agree to deliver to you and how much you're going to pay for it. Need to ensure that through metrics, through monitoring, through other data points you're able to gather, that they're living up to expectations. They're providing you with the service, including performance of the systems that you need to support your particular business. If they don't, you have to go back to the provider and make sure that they do so. That's part of providing value. We use value metrics as the capability of understanding how much value that the cloud is actually generating. So if you put an emphasis on agility, emphasis on software development, emphasis on hardware and software deployment, speed, all these sorts of things such as time to market, it's important that these metrics come back because we have to cost justify the public cloud to our leadership, to the stockholders, to the managers within the organization. And so we have to put up systems in order to bring these value metrics back so we understand any point in time how much value that the cloud is generating. Next is performance tracking. So clouds don't always perform well, even though they have elasticity, the ability to scale up and leverage any number of services and any number of hardware systems that you can use virtually within the cloud environment. Performance can be sketchy and bursty. So the ability to monitor systems, the ability to monitor your cloud computing environment, leveraging the public cloud that you're doing, whether it's AWS, Google, Microsoft, or somebody else, is going to be the ability to use analytics to look at performance, to see what's going on with the public cloud, and ensuring that there's not issues. And if there are issues, the ability to spot them and correct them. Next is capacity management, the ability to understand how to manage capacity. We can't have resources that are taken willy-nilly within the organization. It's a great advantage of public cloud that we're able to allocate resources automatically, directly from a pool of systems. However, governance has to be placed on top of that, limits in terms of cost, in terms of what we're leveraging to ensure that we're not leveraging more storage systems, more database systems, more server, more compute systems than we actually should for the particular workloads that we're dealing with. And the ability to also look at what the growth is going to be over time, the ability to kind of plan out while the capacity needs to expand and what aspects of the public cloud need to be taken as we grow capacity into the future. And then finally, cost governance, the ability to leverage a cost governance tool to understand not only what the cloud is doing, but who, what resources are being leveraged by whom, and how those resources can be charged back in terms of showbacks, if you're doing something as an internal budget, or a chargeback directly to the person or the organization that's leveraging the cloud. Ultimately, we had a very easy time when we ran data centers to figure out how to charge back hardware and software costs because they were allocated to a particular organization. Cloud computing is not so easy. It's much more complex and it's much more hard to understand how these costs are allocated and how they're charged to the organization. You need a cost governance program that's able to keep track of who's using what, when they're using it, how they're using it, and also putting limits on the resources they're able to use. So maximizing value is really just a matter of you understanding what the provider is doing, be able to provide metrics back to the system, the ability to understand performance, the ability to deal with capacity, and then finally, ultimately, the ability to manage costs. So thank you. I hope you found this video useful. For more information, please visit ca.com/moderninfrastructure.